We often think that winning is all about being the fastest or having the most talent on the team. But in any real team effort, the most critical moment, it isn't the sprint, it's the handoff. Let's really dive into why that is. Just picture it, an Olympic relay race. You've got 4 of the fastest people on the planet on your team, but a gold medal can just vanish in a split second. This quote just hits the nail on the head. Races aren't lost because someone's slow. They're lost in the exchange zone. That single moment of transfer is the most vulnerable, riskiest, and honestly, the most important part of the entire race. So, okay, a track and field lesson. What's that got to do with us? Well, every single day, our company is running its own high-stakes relay race. The finish line? That's a happy customer and a job done right. But to get there, we have to navigate our own series of handoffs. Now, our runners, you're not athletes on a track. There are teams. The race might kick off with marketing, who then hands that baton over to sales. Sales runs their leg and passes it to the install team, who then, finally, hands it off to billing and customer care. Every single leg of this race is absolutely vital, and you better believe each runner is depending on the one that came before them. And this, right here, this is the whole point. The moment a project moves from one department to the next, or even just from one person to another, bam! We've entered an exchange zone. And this is where we either build momentum and crush it, or we fumble, we slow down, and we risk everything. It's that critical.
So, what actually happens when the baton gets dropped? Because in our world, the fallout is so much more damaging than just losing a race. Let's take a hard look at the real, painful costs of a bad handoff.
Okay, look, in the Olympics, a dropped baton is gut-wrenching, it's dramatic, it means disqualification, a lost medal, it's a single massive failure, but now look at our side. A dropped baton in our business, it kicks off this whole cascade of failures. We lose customer trust, we completely wreck our schedules, we literally bleed profit. We damage our hard-earned reputation, and maybe the worst part of all, we just destroy team morale. The stakes are unbelievably high.
So the big question is, why? Why does this happen? Before we get into the common culprits, just take a second. Think about it. When was the last time you saw a baton get dropped at work? What do you think the real cause was?
All right, here are the usual suspects. Rushing the zone, just trying to move way too fast without making sure everything is clear. Assuming instead of confirming. You know that dangerous phrase, "Oh, I just thought they knew." Passing on incomplete information, like missing details in the notes. Emotional friction. And this isn't just about big arguments. It's the little silent misunderstandings that cause the biggest fumbles. And finally, capacity issues. Handing something off to someone who is already completely swamped and has no chance of catching it. Do any of these sound a little too familiar? Okay, enough about the problem. Let's talk about the solution. Because just like Olympic teams practice their handoffs over and over and over again, we can absolutely master our own. Let's break down what a perfect professional exchange actually looks like. It really comes down to 3 simple but incredibly powerful rules. First, the exchange zone has to be clearly defined. Everybody needs to know exactly when the handoff happens and what it's supposed to include. Second, and this is the big one, the outgoing runner, the person handing off the information, is 100% responsible for a successful exchange. And third, everyone involved has to understand the serious consequences if that baton gets dropped.
I really want to pause here because this is probably the single biggest mindset shift you can make. It is not enough to just say, well, I sent the email, or hey, it's in the notes. No, the responsibility, the ownership belongs to the person transferring the information. Your job isn't done when you send the message. It's done when the other person truly gets it.
So what is the baton in our world? It's not a physical thing, right? It's the whole picture. It's the customer's expectations, the full scope of work, all the pricing details, the timeline commitments. It's all the promises we've made. It's like a puzzle. If even one of those pieces gets dropped, the next person in line can't see the full picture, and they're basically being set up to fail.
So, knowing all this, we need a shared standard. We need a crystal clear commitment to what a great handoff looks like every single time. This becomes our professional standard for excellence in that exchange zone. And that's because true professionalism, it's not just about how clean your code is or how fast you finish a task. At its very core, professionalism is about teamwork. It's a measure of how well and how carefully we transfer responsibility to our teammates to make sure we get that seamless win for the customer. This is what that commitment actually looks like when you put it into action. It's a personal pledge. I prepare the baton. I enter the exchange zone with purpose. I deliver information clearly, and I confirm it was actually received and understood. I take full responsibility for the transfer, and I make sure my teammate is truly ready to receive it. This is how we protect our team, and this is how we protect our customer.
So I'll leave you with this one thought. The very next project, the next task, the next piece of information you need to pass on, that's your next race. Who are you handing the baton to, and what are you going to do to make sure it's a perfect exchange?